Welcome back, guys. In this video we're going to talk about something very interesting. Have you ever been to one of those stage hypnosis shows? Or maybe you've seen them on TV or Netflix or YouTube. You know, one of those shows when people end up doing crazy stuff on stage. People dancing like chicken or doing like crazy, like guitar freestyle show on the stage. People running around looking for their legs, people speaking Monglish or making up their own languages. All of these crazy things, people always ask me, is it real? How does it work? What is the difference between stage hypnosis and the hypnotherapy that you do, so to speak? Well, you see, it is real. And it is because there is one thing behind that people don't know, that people are not aware of, simply because people haven't been told. And behind all of this, there's something called the power of suggestions. And the reason why you see all those people doing all those things, or the reason why hypnotherapy is so powerful, is because it uses the power of suggestions to give commands to the subconscious mind. And so in this video, what we're going to be doing is that we're going to explore this very important topic so that you understand how suggestions work, but also how you can use those suggestions in your own life to unlock your subconscious mind, to create amazing things in your life through the principle of auto-suggestions. Okay, guys, let's go straight into this. The good thing is that it's very simple. It's deceivingly simple. Behind all the mystery and the how crazy it looks, all of this is actually very simple. You see, a suggestion is nothing more than a verbal or non-verbal cues that we give to a person, and that person's subconscious mind acts on it instantly. And that can produce all kind of amazing behaviors, especially when you use it in hypnotherapy. It can create long-lasting, fast, rapid change. But the thing is this, what I really want you to understand in this video is that suggestions are very simple. And suggestion is something that all of us use every day. Whether you have been trained in hypnotherapy or completely not, suggestion is something that every single one of us use every single day. And we're gonna break this down to know exactly what do I mean by that, because it's important to understand. You see, suggestions are so powerful, but too often we don't realize how this works. And so what I like to do when I teach hypnotherapy to my clients is that I like to do often a little exercise with them to just demonstrate how fast the subconscious mind can react to a suggestion. And so the exercise I give them is very simple. They put their hands like this, right? And I ask them to simply imagine that on the left hand, there's a big, heavy dictionary, right? And on the right hand, there's like a balloon that is lifting their arms, basically. And so I continue to give them suggestion, and what happens is that the hands keep on moving down and the other one up. And at some point, after 2 minutes, I pause and tell them to open their eyes and to just look what happened. And people respond in different ways, because when they see their arm having moved, based on simply what happened in their imagination and based on what I told them, it's a bit of a mindfuck. Why would my hand move even though there is no dictionary and there is no balloon? Well, you see, that was a suggestion, and your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between imagination and reality. So the picture that you paint in your mind, it will act on it straight away. But you see, behind that exercise, it doesn't really matter. But what mattered most is the question I asked them after that. What is the price of all the suggestions you give yourself every single day for the last 10, 20 years? And they look at me and mean, what do you mean the suggestions I give myself? And that is when I explain to them, well, you see, your suggestions are nothing more than thoughts. Some people call them affirmations, other people call them mantras. But every single thought, every single mental picture you create in your mind is a suggestion that you give to your subconscious mind, whether it's knowingly, consciously, intentionally or not. Your subconscious mind is always paying attention of what is happening consciously and takes it on. So all that inner chatter, all that voice, all that critic, all those positive affirmation, all that thing that goes on in your thoughts, your subconscious mind takes it on personally, whether they're positive, empowering, or not. The subconscious mind takes it on. And this is where people truly pause for a second and like, wow, they don't really realize the impact of the thoughts they have and how it shapes their reality until somebody breaks them down and somebody show them how quickly the mind can respond to the images you hold in your mind. And so imagine the cost of all those recurring negative, bitter, angry, jealous, depressive, worried thoughts that you've had repeatedly, maybe every single day, or that inner critic that is constantly, yapping at you every single day. Imagine the cost of that on yourself, on your self-image, on your life, on the result, on what you're creating and manifesting in your life. So if you put it in that perspective, it becomes apparent why we are where we are in life, isn't it? And so the good news is this: suggestions are very easy to understand, because we could say that a suggestion, a verbal suggestion, is pretty much like an affirmation, right? This is something that is very popular, very trendy, right? Affirmations are powerful to reprogram the subconscious mind. The only difference is that when you go to a hypnotherapist, you go into a trance state, which is nothing more than a state of relaxation, deep conscious relaxation, similar to meditation. When you do a guided meditation on fucking YouTube, it's the same thing. But then it's the quality and the repetition and the intensity of the suggestions that make a difference. But here in this video, I really want to talk about you every single day, the thoughts that you tell yourself and the impact they have on your life and your result. You see, if you keep on giving yourself shitty suggestions every single day, carelessly, unconsciously, you are going to pay the consequences, because your subconscious mind acts on it, and your subconscious mind is like a 3D printer. What you give it, it goes to work. It doesn't differentiate. Its work is just to execute on your command. And so the program you give to the 3D printer comes from the mental pictures, the thoughts, and the emotional intensity that you put on those thoughts and pictures, because the more energized that thought is, the more potent it becomes at the subconscious level. And so that's why a lot of people struggle, because behind all their good intention and everything they want to create and change in their life, they haven't changed what goes on in their mind. Or frankly spot, most people are not even freaking aware of what goes on in their mind. It's not even a fucking priority to take the time to analyze themselves, to look at their beliefs, to look at what goes on, to look at the thing. They want a quick fix. They want it now. They want a little patch, right? So they do 5-10 minutes affirmation. They read a fucking book. They go watch YouTube videos, but they never really go deep in their mind to understand the repetitive thoughts that happen subconsciously over and over and over, especially when they're not paying attention, especially when they do mundane, routine chores, because this is where the mind runs on autopilot, and this is where it often goes into all those crazy places that are habitual. But if you want to take control of your life, and if you really want to shape a reality that is drastically different or a little bit different, I don't know what you want to create, right? But if you want to improve your life, it starts with this. First, understanding really the power of suggestions. And that's why in the famous book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill has a whole chapter on the power of autosuggestions. And many other teachers, like in the book Power of the Subconscious Mind, and so many other people talk about the power of autosuggestions. In today's language, we use the word affirmation. Doesn't matter. Whatever word you prefer, it frankly doesn't matter. What matters is that you start paying close attention to what goes on in your mind, and that you start seeing the pattern of how this is a direct reflection in your life. So all of this is to say what? Is that your thoughts have a far deeper influence on your life than you could ever imagine, especially the ones that are repetitive, because those creates beliefs, and a belief is nothing more than a thought that you have repeated over and over and over again with enough certainty and emotion that it became a belief. Neville Goddard would call this an assumption, right? Or a conviction, if you prefer this word. And then we leave what we believe, and the subconscious mind goes and work at that. So how do you start using the power of autosuggestion? Well, here it goes. One of the most famous autosuggestion comes from Emil Coué, right? And that is the every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better, right? And he famously started giving this to his patients, and he was like a famous French pharmacist who started to understand the power of the placebo, the power of the nocebo through the suggestions he was giving to people. And so when he was starting to give medicine to people attached with positive suggestion, like this is the best thing you can take, it's going to heal you, it's going to make amazing progress, you don't know how great this medicine is, he will make up those stories and attach all those suggestions. And people will get better in amazing ways. And so some days it will go further and it will give them sugar pills and give them the same suggestion and create the same amazing result. And so then he started going on and reconverted himself and started teaching the power of autosuggestions all around Europe, and he became huge. And Napoleon Hill talks about him in his book. So he was huge. But notice that what I invite you to do is to first pay attention to what goes on in your mind. Second, what do you want in your life? Focus on something very specific right now so that you can make direct progress toward that. And then change your thoughts to match what you want. What does that mean? For example, if right now you want, I don't know, more abundance, more money, this is something that a lot of people always ask me about, okay? So what you need to do is get rid of all the scarcity, anxious, lack, not enough thoughts that pollute your consciousness. And so you gotta start inviting abundance in your consciousness by start seeing yourself, by start speaking in terms of abundance, opportunities, possibilities. And as you start to speak those, and you speak those in present tense, I am this, I am wealthy, I am attracting amazing things, I am rich, I can make a lot of money, I know I am worthy of making X amount of money. Use those suggestions over and over and over. And what's gonna start to happen is that your subconscious mind, bit by bit, will take it on, and will start to act on it. And as you clean the old and only speak the new, it will start to make significant, phenomenal shifts and magic in your life. And this is what the principle of suggestion is. And so really, it's not about hypnotizing yourself, but often it's about de-hypnotizing yourself from all the freaking mess that you've been telling yourself for 10, 20, 30, fucking 50 years. I don't know, right? Because those, you've been paying the price. And as long as you keep those beliefs alive, those suggestions alive, and keep firing those suggestions, they will continue to be true for you. So get rid of them, and you will get the biggest key to unlock whatever reality you want. That's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you think down in the comment. As always, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Be well.